Tiffany Thorpe's philosophy of health education. I will never forget the intricate details of the baby photo my mother showed me, of my premature infant self cradled perfectly in the palm of her right hand. The photo of me clothed in a Cabbage Patch doll dress, embellished with lace trimming and accented by colorful balloon designs, revealed the vibrant colors of my attire, but belied my pale skin, frailty, and defenselessness. Complications from my mother's preeclampsia diagnosis necessitated an emergency cesarean section, resulting in my premature birth at just 3 pounds 10 ounces. While my memory of that photo is vivid, my mother's anecdotes of attempting to mitigate the negative consequences of various social determinants of health throughout her high-risk pregnancy are profoundly meaningful. Her anecdotes remain the foundation for my commitment to health education and promotion. Health education and promotion is the process of enabling individuals to increase and exert control over their health and its determinants. The field of health education and promotion recognizes the intersectionality of systemic barriers, environmental factors, social determinants of health, and individual motivational factors that affect one's ability to engage in pro-health behavior. The profession transcends the personal responsibility narrative as there is focus on external factors such as systems, environments, policies, behaviors, social, psychological, and medical factors that have profound impact on an individual's health-seeking behaviors or lack thereof at a variety of levels. As a profession, it is firmly embedded in evidence-based practices and sound theories that aid in equipping individuals with the knowledge, attitudes, beliefs, perceptions, skills, as well as the self-efficacy necessary to promote health and prevent disease. My understanding and definition of health is integral to my philosophy of health education and behavior. Health is much more than the absence of disease and infirmity. Health is dynamic and ever-changing. It encompasses physical, emotional, social, spiritual, and intellectual components that influence and interact with each other. Good health allows one to self-actualize and achieve their life goals and sense of purpose. It is the capacity to adapt to various external and internal factors that have influence over one's daily functioning in life. Health is optimal when an individual is as healthy as they can be given their current state of affairs, physical abilities, mental capacities, emotion management, and social support. Optimal health is objective, personal, individualized, and achievable for everyone. The role of social determinants of health and its impact on health promotion and equity is important to me. Many factors combine to affect the health of individuals and communities. Social determinants of health are the structural determinants and conditions in which people are born, grow, live, work, and age. They include factors like socioeconomic status, education, the physical environment, employment, and social support networks, as well as access to health care. I have strong compassion for people. To me, compassion is the ability to actively and deeply imagine the suffering and circumstances of others and is really important to my philosophy of health education. Here's a quote from Mother Teresa that states, "If you judge people, you have no time to love them." As a health educator, I believe that clients should not be judged on the basis of their personal standards or opinions. Cultural competence is the ability to interact effectively with people of different cultures. Culture is a term that goes beyond just race or ethnicity. It can also refer to such characteristics as age, gender, sexual orientation, disability, religion, income level, education, geographical location, or profession. Cultural competence means to be respectful and responsive to the health beliefs and practices and cultural and linguistic needs of diverse population groups. Cultural competence is having an awareness of one's own cultural identity and views about difference, and the ability to learn and build on the varying cultural and community norms of people and their families. It is the ability to understand the within-group differences that make each person unique while celebrating the between-group variations that make our country a tapestry. The changing demographics and economics of our growing multicultural world and the long-standing disparities in the health status of people from culturally diverse backgrounds means that health educators must be accepting of diversity. The definition of diversity encompasses many characteristics, including but not limited to race, ethnicity, gender, age, sexual orientation, education, culture, heritage, religion, geography, physical abilities, and socioeconomic status. It is often said that our job as health educators should be values neutral. We shouldn't let our personal values and beliefs sway our teaching or be used to get clients or participants to see things our way. Specifically, not presupposing the acceptance of any particular values. Values are defined as measures of desirability. They provide general guidelines for conduct. They are general conceptions of the good ideas about the kind of ends that people should pursue throughout the many different activities in which they engage. As a health educator, I will not impose my values on others. Equity is the quality of being fair and impartial. The picture here depicts the differences between equity and equality. Equity and equality are two strategies we can use in an effort to produce fairness. Equity is giving everyone what they need to be successful. Equality is treating everyone the same. Equality aims to promote fairness, but it can only work if everyone starts from the same place and needs the same help. In this illustration are three people standing behind a fence at a baseball game. The first panel shows three people of different heights standing on boxes. This represents equality since all have boxes at the same height, but as you can see, it doesn't promote fairness the way we would like, since it still doesn't allow everyone to watch the game. That is where equity comes in. Equity is trying to understand where people are coming from and give them what they need to be successful. This means not necessarily giving everyone the same exact thing, but rather just what they need. As seen in the illustration, the taller person who can already watch the game doesn't have a box, while the shortest person who cannot see the game with only one box now has two. The shortest person can enjoy the game like everyone else. Sometimes this mentality is harder to grasp since initially it seems unfair. Since we are always working toward equality and making sure everyone gets the same thing, we have a harder time seeing fairness and equity and giving people unequal amounts to help everyone succeed. Inclusivity is an intention or policy of including people who might otherwise be excluded or marginalized, such as those who are handicapped or learning disabled or racial and sexual minorities. Inclusivity is very important to me both personally and professionally. Meet people where they are. Meeting people where they are means diagnosing their values, their style, their needs, and their emotions, and connecting with them in a way that is effective for them. Meeting people where they are also means creating an environment in which they can be who they are. I am a firm believer in self-efficacy. I'm committed to health education and promotion as I unyieldingly believe in people's intrinsic abilities and internal motivations to make positive health-related changes within their lives, regardless of circumstances. Most importantly, I believe that through honoring an individual's right and capacity for self-direction, they can be empowered to voluntarily address their antecedents of health and increase their self-efficacy. Certainly, self-efficacy is a key predictor and indicator of an individual's ability to engage in pro-health seeking behaviors. Self-efficacy is not merely perceived skill, it is more concerned with the beliefs that one can coordinate and orchestrate skills and abilities in changing and challenging situations. Self-efficacy is not simply concerned with what someone believes they will do, but about having confidence in what they can do. Resilience is the process of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or significant sources of stress, such as family and relationship problems, serious health problems, or workplace and financial stressors. It means bouncing back from difficult experiences. Resilience can be practiced and learned, and I believe it is within us all. In health education, personhood, individuality, and autonomy should be promoted as the individual has the right and the health educator has a responsibility to allow individuals, clients, or participants' needs, wants, and desires to drive interactions. According to the World Health Organization, physical accessibility is understood as the availability of good health services within reasonable reach of those who need them, and of opening hours, appointment systems, and other aspects of service organization and delivery that allow people to obtain the services when they need them. As defined in the human rights context, health facilities, goods, and services must be within safe physical reach for all sections of the population, especially vulnerable or marginalized groups, such as ethnic minorities and indigenous populations, women, children, adolescents, older persons, persons with disabilities, and persons with HIV/AIDS, including in rural areas. WHO defines economic accessibility or affordability as a measure of people's ability to pay for services without financial hardship. It takes into account not only the price of the health services, but also indirect and opportunity costs. For example, the cost of transportation to and from facilities and of taking time away from work. Affordability is influenced by the wider health financing system and by household income. WHO defines information accessibility as the right to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas concerning health issues. This access to information, however, should not impair the right to have personal health data treated with confidentiality. All people, I believe, have the right to physical, economic, and information accessibility. Health educators support the right of individuals to make informed decisions regarding health, as long as such decisions pose no threat to the health of others. Health educators empower individuals to adopt healthy lifestyle through informed choice rather than by coercion or intimidation. I am a firm believer in provider racial and ethnic concordance. As a result, I am dedicated to serving minority populations of color who are disenfranchised, disadvantaged, and underserved. Provider concordance relationships allow target populations to interact with a professional with similar life experiences, ethnic background, and common language, hence allowing for the achievement of better health outcomes. Ethnic and racial concordance is associated with effective relationship building, rapport, trust, and communication integral to allowing a health educator to assess needs, plan, and implement health-based interventions. As a health educator, compassion, cultural competency, value neutrality, equity, inclusivity, and acceptance drive my interactions with individuals and communities. I believe it is the health educator's role to not lead individuals, but to walk alongside them during their journey of health acquisition. I believe that all people have the internal resources and intrinsic motivations within themselves to make sustainable health-related changes within their lives. I believe all individuals have the resilience necessary to mitigate and adapt to difficult challenges and circumstances. It is up to the health educator to facilitate individuals' identification and execution of their internal agency while mobilizing, galvanizing, and exciting voluntary change. My overall mission is to provide health education methodologies with competence, empathy, dignity, and respect. Health education and promotion is a profession in social science that draws from biological, environmental, psychological, physical, and medical sciences to promote health, prevent disease, disability, and premature death. Evidence-based strategies are used to assist individuals in improving health knowledge, attitudes, skills, and behavior in order to embark on voluntary health improvement changes. Together, cultural competency, value neutrality, equity, inclusivity, acceptance, client-centered services, and provider concordance are my mission.